Hello, Bridgewater. Hello, Tanarax. Good morning. Morning, good morning. I already had an egg and my meds. I just decided to do it before stream, so yeah. Now I just need to take my inhaler here in a bit, probably after some coffee. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hope everybody had a good weekend and good Monday. .3D printing like a damn factory over here. Oh, dude, that's so cool. Are you gonna make your own cyber deck? I want to make a cyber deck, kinda like 3D print. Hey T2, what's up? I kind of want to 3D print like the case, or better yet, I might like 3D print the case of the MNT Pocket Reform, since the like OCAD files are like available freely. It'd be kind of funny. My own designs that don't cost a damn fortune. My Kai uses I forget what she uses. It looks really good though. Autodesk or something like that. By vibe coding on vintage GPUs. Oh gosh, I know. I was like looking in a little bit on your stream T2. Accelerated X on SGI O2 on Linux for the first time. Autodesk, is it? Hey Kantia. So wait, your vibe coding was a success, T2? Or did you have to do like a lot of heavy lifting? $50 per month? Hmm. There, I just asked Kai what she showed me because it was actually really cool. Like you could have like variables and stuff. And so if you like changed one variable or in a dimension, it would change. They were old drivers, so the LM only converted 30-year-old code from NetBSD to modern. Result mostly works. Oh, I see. Okay, so the software Kai uses is Fusion 360. Have you tried that, Tannerax? Hey, Tire Beaver. Hi, Nora. Hello, Anton on YouTube. Well, now wonder if I should go through my 100 items long list of stuff, including finally PS3 RSX 3D acceleration for Linux. Holy smokes! You are you caught the bug, the AI bug. Hi Viking. I'll ask my wife. Kai says you can get a hobby license for free to Fusion 360. Long list of historic things to do. Nah, no bug. Hello, YouTube people. Deku and Mr. Robot in it. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, Viking, thank you for the 17 months. I thought I said that, but I didn't. Apparently I need to have more coffee. Picked it on that painting on my wall. It's just like a sunset kind of thing. I made it myself at a paint night. Basically, we pay money to go paint this thing with a bunch of people and drink. It's pretty fun. I'm not like anti-AI per se. I just think they're stealing from everybody. Like I noticed on You're more than welcome. I'm at the end of the sea epic back on the island now. Oh shoot. So you're back in BC? Back to working on the house? The island house? Writing Javans and UC. Cool, let's coding. Yeah, hell yeah. You make more coffee? Well, like, yeah, like, I mean, the New York Times is suing OpenAI for copyright infringement. And a bunch of other stuff is happening, right? I also noticed, so I saw some fairly impressive games, not really games, but more like demos on X.com, the Everything app. Everything app. I was like, these are like marginally more impressive than like the stuff people were building with Opus 4.8. But I noticed something really different this time. All of the examples that were purportedly like one shot, they're all web games, right? They're all web games. And I asked Claude Fable myself to make me a clone of a game, a popular game, right? And the result I got was actually kind of shocking. I looked at the code and it was basically minified JavaScript code. Once weights are set, there's basically no way to prove they contain certain data. Well, I mean, early models literally produced GPL code verbatim without the license, so that's just wrong, first of all. And if there's no way to prove they contain certain data, then like, how is that not like laundering intellectual property, right? But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I noticed that like the games that I had generated with Fable were basically minified JavaScript. I'm like, have they been training this model on web games? Like the stuff that was For the stuff that was like, because I noticed when like what was the like thing that came out not that like a few months ago, and like Peter Levels built his like flying simulator thing, and like a bunch of people were like making all these web games, and now it's really good at making web games suddenly, but the output is really sus, right? The output is really sus because when you have AI generated code, it's full of comments, it's full of all this weird stuff, right? It's full of comments, verbosity, of course. And then like, but for these web games, it looked like minified JavaScript. And I'm like, that seems kind of sus to me. But it still produces like the heavily commented code for other things. So I'm like, I suspect that they're training on proprietary shit. I've long suspected this. But I'm pretty sure they just went and scraped like every web game in existence and put it in the training data. Programming is a hobby. Where should I start? Where should I start? That's my New Brunswick accent. Where should I start? Yeah, this is a good question. I think it starts with, if you want to learn to program as a hobby, it probably starts with how you learn best, because you have to learn how to program, and it's pretty hard at the start. But I would start with something a lot simpler, like Python or Java. Probably not Rust. Solving code word challenges. You stream to have some external pressure, kind of get things done. No, not really. Sometimes I just sit here and flap my gums. So sometimes I code. Are you pro? Yeah. What does that mean? Laugh nomad. I'm gonna start streaming and code some of my projects live. Any advice? Yeah, don't expect to make money from it. Be ready for people to say ridiculous shit to you, including like I've been experiencing this a lot lately. People will just be mean to you on the internet for no reason at all, other than you appeared in their feed. Like people like really hate content creators despite watching them. So yeah, just be ready for that. Don't expect to make money. Be ready to be hated. Yeah. Person who is prompting matters. Did you just come here to shill for AI, Laugh Nomad? Otherwise, you will be relegated to hide user on this channel. This is a stream for people who like to program, okay, guys? If you like using AI, go and do that. I don't care, okay? But I like coding, and this is a stream for people who like coding, okay? Just gonna put that out there first up. Clot code is clot code. Oh, is this like how you say this in German? T2. Sometimes it's just a yap stream. Yes, I like coding. What are those that love programming and like AI? I mean, fill your own boots. Start streaming as a hobby. Enjoy chatting. Ban the haters. Yeah, I just ban the haters now. I always ban the haters, but haters are a good sign. No, I'm just saying AI can do it. Sure. Really, guys? How does every conversation just end up talking about AI? Like, let's talk about, like, I don't know, some cool programming stuff. Start coding then? Okay, holy frig, what is with YouTube lately? I feel like YouTube chat has become, like, insanely hostile over the past couple weeks. Look, guys, it's right in the description on YouTube, okay? 45 minutes of clip farming, time wasting to give haters some ammo before getting into the coding, okay? This is part of being a streamer. You have to like get clips to promote other places, okay? Like it's crazy. I don't know what's up with the YouTube chat lately. It's just so unhinged. Where's my content, Nadge? It's right here. Didn't mean to be rude. It's all right. I'm trying to get like I'm trying not to let uh YouTube chat piss me off as much as it usually does. Well, have I tried new languages? Um, I mean, maybe. Everybody keeps being like, yo, you gotta try Zig. You gotta try Zig or Odin or D. For some reason, last stream, people just wouldn't shut the hell up about D. I was like, guys, I wrote D on stream. Like, it ain't it. It ain't it, okay? Have I tried Turkish coffee? No, but I would love to. Most of the websites are generated by AI. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to talk about AI. So Taylor time first, then coding, not the other way around. That's true. Sugon, Sugon D's. Almost got me. Hey, Sprinkle Geek. Hey, Dissidents. What's up? Yeah, imagine that. Main programming language. Actually, I guess my go-to is like Clojure script. Right now I've been writing C. We've been working on a game in C. It's been kind of a nice change of pace since I do client work in Clojure. So, Tree Lover, what are you doing? Come over to Twitch. Do Perl. The most I've used Perl for was like one-liners for like basic, super basic fuzzing of like C programmings, free C programs. Clojure because you started with SICP. No. So I started Clojure because my first job in the industry did Clojure. Back then, I was a huge functional programming nerd. I mean, I guess I am now too, but um, I was like one of the few people that I knew that was actually into functional programming. Like I was, instead of paying attention in my CS lectures, I was reading like Haskell on my computer, which was pretty fun. I don't understand a single line of code. Okay. Why not C++? Because Twitch chat paid me to write plain old C. And frankly, I've been having a lot of fun with C, like learning how vtables work and stuff. So I've never really done that kind of like software design and architecture stuff in C before. So it's actually really interesting, I think. How do I remember the codes and keywords? Practice, basically. Lots and lots of practice. Hey, Rython Dev. Ignoring high school classes and doing my own code scripts. Oh, dude, I remember in high school, we basically skipped class to build and program robots once. That was pretty fun. And then suspiciously the next year, the school introduced a robotics class, which I also took, and I think I got like 99% in that class in high school, which was pretty funny. Doing design in C is most fun because you have to build it all equals more programming. The main difference between glibc and MUSL. I don't know what MUSL is. I'm sorry. Okay. libc, it just seems like an alternative to glibc. So, but it's under the MIT license. That's probably the big difference here. It's just MIT license versus GPL license. Mhm. The reason this bug exists is due to an identity crisis in your node definitions. It sounds dramatic. Why are you looking like that? I have a different screen right here. I'd be really surprised if someone broke in here. This is a studio apartment. It's not like a house. Just don't use use random functions in C99. My gerb has made me Claude Codes manager. I told him I didn't want to be an engineering manager 2 years ago. Yeah, I know. Seems a little short-sighted to make the job entirely the worst part of the job. Managing people, reviewing other people's code. But yeah, it sucks. $99 at school. I'm talking about high school, not university. High school was easy. I'm not talking about university. Actually, university I dropped out. So, you work somewhere, mama? Yeah, I'm like a independent consultant, freelancer, whatever you want to say. So, yeah, I have clients and stuff. Hey, Abu. 64 bits to 32 bits. Yeah. Well, if you move from 64 bits to 32 bits, you can blow up the challenger, so just be careful. It seems that muscle, is that how people pronounce it? MUSL? Yeah, that's basically what I got when I Googled it. I've only ever used glibc though, because I've, you know, Linux person. Or I was a Linux person until I got this MacBook. Alright guys, I gotta do the inhaler thing now. We're getting close, so it's inhaler time. What was the first code I wrote? Probably some of the programming. Well, actually, the first code I wrote was like HTML way back in the day. But some of the first programs I wrote came out of this book called Practical C Programming. It's an O'Reilly book with, yeah, the first programs I wrote were probably came out of the book Practical C Programming. It's an O'Reilly book with a cow on the front. I remember I asked my parents, I was like, buy me this book from eBay. And somebody had did the like typical like student thing of like going through and highlighting a bunch of random crap that doesn't matter. What is that thing? I don't know. It's mm, inhaler. I still gotta make inhaler merch, you know? Just put my inhaler game stuff on a sweater. By the way, this C game has been giving me a lot of new ideas for making games in Clojure, which is pretty cool. Feels smarter than seeing stuff other people highlight. Just why? Well, like, no. I wasn't saying like it's dumb. It's not a good study technique. Like, it's pretty obvious this was somebody's textbook before I owned it, and it's just not a good study technique. That's all. Okay, I'm gonna go take this, and then we're gonna jump into the software category. I also want to grab my controller. God, I even dusted off my game design textbook for this project. Not the game programming patterns that I absolutely love. That one is not dusty. It's like on my shelf somewhere. But this one I actually like dug out from the pile. This is like the art of game design or whatever. What the fuck's going on with my face now? Okay, let's jump in the software and game dev category. I'll show everybody again the current build of the game. Trying to decide. I was trying to think of what I want to accomplish today. I was also thinking of like themes and other cool stuff for the game. Like maybe we should do something like, okay, I had a ridiculous idea, but one of the pillars I want is to like move fast. So okay, this is wild. I was watching this video on subtractive design last night, and I was thinking, what if this game did not have an insane amount of levels? What if this was like a procedurally generated platformer, right? And not like procedurally generated in like the crappy sense. What's the book? Book of Lenses? Yes, that's the exact one. Springo Geek. I was like, I could do the Spelunky method, right? So Spelunky is like one of the like best indie games ever. And if you don't know, it's procedurally generated, but not in a way you would think. Basically, the guy who designed that, he designed these like individual level chunks, and then a procedure kind of just like randomly puts those chunks together, right? So he did still do the level design, right? But he like kind of like did it in like a way that, yeah, required less work. Clojure over other functional languages? I don't know. It depends on who you ask, honestly. I like Clojure. It's expressive. It's fun. But some people really love Haskell. I haven't written Haskell in a while. Maybe we should do that. But yeah, so I was thinking heading downtown for a campus tour. Ooh. Like university. Hey, Klein Bottle. What's up, SB Rabs? Common Lisper bust. We got some common lispers in chat, Doc the Warlock, so you're in the right place. Do I watch streams of other game developers? Sometimes. I have not played Noida. Yeah, I'm not writing a particle physics engine or anything like that. I just like, I was thinking, how could I, like, okay, so this was like the premise of the game was like, one of the pillars here is I want the game to be fast paced. I like fast paced platformers. So I was like, what's the fastest thing ever? It's light, right? And what can trap light inside of it? A black hole. So I'm thinking the theme of this game can become you are a beam of light that gets trapped in the event horizon of a black hole. And because black holes have infinite like space, right? Infinitely deep gravity space. Um you kind of just like every gameplay. It makes sense that basically every game playthrough would be different, right? Procedurally generated. Of course, until and the goal is for your little beam of light to break out of the event horizon, which is not possible according to the laws of physics, but it's still kind of a cool concept. I like that I like a lot, so I was like, how did I was like, when you're trying to fall asleep and you're just thinking about all this crap. This is what I was thinking about last night. I was like, I want to do subtractive design, but how can I do subtractive design like thematically? I was like, yeah, so I just put all this crap together. Maybe I should write a game design document. Oh my god. Fighting the entropy? Yeah, I mean, thematically, it makes sense that things would be procedurally generated, right? I just don't know how to, like, procedurally generate a world for the player and then, make it so that they can actually beat the game as well. So that's something to figure out, but I love the YouTube chat right now. What is people are like game resources again? Yeah, do you want the game programming patterns or what? I like it. Cool idea. Somebody else asks, what about PHP? And somebody replies, it sucks ass. You win by scraping the event horizon? Well, no, you're just like a beam of light trying to escape the event horizon, I guess. Trying to escape like the black hole that you got sucked into. It's kind of an interesting concept, I guess. All right, let's jump in the software and game dev category. Let's actually work on this thing. How about that? But it means that the current assets would have to change, and I don't even know how I'm going to generate the assets. Generate the assets? I said generate the assets. I'm going to create the assets. Oops. Yeah, oh god, that's annoying. Hang on, I'll fix the camera. I unplugged my camera the other day, so now it's being fussy as a camera source in OBS. B. This beam of light thing kind of lends itself really nicely to interesting mechanics as well, right? I was thinking like I should really write some of this down or sketch it in my book, but I was thinking like, since light is directional and can like move from side to side, like it'd be neat to just have like, let's say you have a wall jump, you just like instantly yeet across the screen to another thing, right? And you could kind of create all these like interesting puzzles if you could just shoot across the screen, because you don't want to shoot just across the screen if like you will hit the black holiness, I guess. I don't there's got to be something that like becomes the black hole. I don't know. Clearly I need to think about this some more, but I can feel the gears turning. I think things are cooking. Like the font size? Oh, yeah, good. So I want to know how others think. What's your question? Can I ask why you were using the hailer? I'm new here. I just want to know. Yeah, I have asthma. That's it. I have asthma. I take that regularly. Easy. Easy peasy. So you win by scraping the event horizon. I don't think so. Travels all possible paths. You just see the shortest one. Did you know that? No, look, like I said, I'm not like a huge physics person, okay? It doesn't need to be a perfect recreation of like astrophysics or anything. It's just like a theme for the game, possibly. Recreational inhaler. Imagine if this was like cyberpunk. You could just have these inhalers. Then you'd like suck it down to do random stuff. I actually know somebody. So one of my friends, her boyfriend, actually worked at a company making inhalers like that, but with nicotine in them. It's kind of crazy. Oh wait, who's a hater? God, YouTube chat. I need like YouTube moderators, I think, at this point, because it's starting to get a little hairy on the YouTube. The YouTube. Sound like an old person when I say that. Me, I'm a hater. All right. Okay. Let's get the current build of the game. My vision for this game now is like radically different than what I'm about to show you, but for people that are new, they always want to see the build of the game, so. And no, I didn't set up a streaming account yet because I only have so much time in the day. Setting up a streaming account on my PC would require literally logging into everything and stuff. So yeah, this is basically the prototype. You can ignore the assets, I guess. Hmm. Maybe. Yeah, so it's literally a basic platformer. It's funny that you use your controller to test the game. Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I? It's like the best input method. I mean, I can use like the keyboard. The keyboard is kind of eh. That's why like, Super Meat Boy, it says at the start like you don't have to use a controller, but like or it's something like using a controller is optional, but so is winning. Found you from YouTube. When I found your channel, I thought she has to be secret undercover agent or something. Why would you think that? Have a doubt how you map the controllers? Raylib supports controllers too. Look, it's pretty easy here in the input component. Hmm. Yeah, the only problem with this new game concept is I've kind of expanded the scope of the game. Embrace the wall jump bug into a feature. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, so what should I do? I gotta do something today. I had an idea of what I wanted to do today last night, and then I forgot it. So obviously I should have wrote it down. Hmm. Take tiled chunks, maybe. Hmm. Wow, you guys, I was just accepted into the YouTube partner program. How exciting. Ugh, now I have a bunch of crap to read. Alright, I'll do it later. Congrats. Congrats, congrats. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so how do I what am I well yeah, I'm trying to think. I had plans for today and then I forgot them. So that's amazing. Copy by watching the stream and taking a bunch of screenshots. That's funny. People were literally roasting me on Instagram today because I said we posted that video where I said my repos are private, and holy frig, people did not like that. People really do not like that. They're like, your contributions are so tiny, it doesn't matter, and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's called taking a stand to like stand up for what you believe in. Don't let these corporations, these megacorps push you around, man. You gotta protect the flow of information, man. Okay? There shouldn't be closed source models. There should only be open source models. We can hack the planet, man. They're trashing our rights, man. Man. Okie doke. So, it'd be kind of cool to work on the like light beam mechanic I was thinking of. But now I want to make a sprite that looks like a beam of light, and I don't know how to make it dark tile sets. The game is just like a platformer, basically. Although considering how expensive it is to train like the cutting edge models, like who's investing the money to train open source models? You know? Do what YouTube chat tells me to do. Sounds like a good way to get arrested. It's really weird to see people defend, like, not defend, I guess, or rebuke what I'm saying. So people like, open source has never been more alive, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it has. I mean, when GitHub lets you turn off pull requests and you know, Tailwind, the Tailwind org isn't making like any money now from literally creating the most popular CSS framework on the planet. Like, is it? I don't think so. An economic bubble. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see how the future shakes out. Oh, right. I wanted to fix this. I was thinking about this weekend. I got stoned with my girlfriend, and I was thinking about this for some reason. I realized that the jump acceleration is frame dependent. I mean, you can see it right here. I count the button presses over the frame. Girlfriend, yeah. Jeez, Tired Beaver, you haven't been here in a while, have you? Um, but yeah, this is frame dependent, and I wanted to make this not frame dependent, so that's kind of important. So Tailwind is low right now. They fired most of the people. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that you can create something so popular and not survive off it. I mean, there used to be like an open source business model, and now there's not. You can't tell me that that's not killing open source, right? Tailwind should never have been in business. No, I disagree. I think if you create value in the world, you should get paid for it. Which is maybe like a hyper capitalist stance. Like, if like think about it, in the extreme case of like Tailwind, basically whatever existed like now or last year as like frameworks or best practices or whatever is probably going to be like solidified as the one thing, you know? Tailwind shouldn't have been more than a one guy show. I mean, I think Adam Wathan would probably disagree with you. Fair code licenses. I like the GPL, but it's pretty obvious that companies don't respect the GPL. So now I just don't put code out there. It's literally a CSS library. Yeah, it's still like work. I don't know. Hello, McNets. Okay, so here's what I wrote. This is frame dependent. Jump height, force, flops of FPS is changed. Basically, we need roughly 64 milliseconds. Check time between frames. Uh-huh. Okay. Did Adam Wathan take VC money? I'm pretty sure he's like one of the more notorious indie hackers, Tired Beaver. Like, I'm pretty sure he didn't take VC money. Misprogramming in C. You know what's crazy is it's still around. You can program in C if you want. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy thought. Crazy stuff. Let's see. Okay, so there's two options here. I said check time between frames, but this function literally, excuse me, literally has a T. This is the time. This is the discrete time, right? Or maybe continuous time. Well, no. So this is discrete time, which means that this is an accumulation, basically, of all of this. every delta time should be like 16 milliseconds. This is an accumulation of all of this. So I was like, well, I could just store time, t, in the player state. And a flag that says, you know, we're jumping. Although jumping flags almost never work for me. And then I could check between frames when this flag is set, how much, like the duration or like how much time has passed with t. Or the other option was to use a time struct. I don't really want to use a time struct because I hear they're slow. Actually, I kind of want to double check on that. Platformer where you cannot jump, only fall. Isn't there a game like that? You just fall? I'm pretty sure it's called like Into the Void or something. Just fall and fall and fall. TM itself is just a plain struct to 0 overhead. Okay. Yeah, but what about the system calls? Calls though. Hot path tips, cache broken down conversions. I don't wanna cache stuff. It's for a game. See, I'm talking with Claude right now and I'm getting pissed off already. It's for a game. What about system calls? System call leg. System call, yeah, sure, leg. Time. Caching time values, really? People's obviously very web-brained. For a game loop, don't use real time at all. Use monotonic, okay? $20 to 30 nanoseconds. I think I might. What if I just use? I might just use the discrete time. The accumulation of all my delta times. This is the artisanal code or using AI? All non-AI code artisanal. No, I'm pretty sure I started that trend, but nobody will believe me, so. Yeah, it's a Mateo, it's a platformer. I'm trying to think like about the wasting time. Basically, I wanted to know some niche knowledge about time structs in C, so I'm talking with Fable about it. Accumulator loses precision fast. Use double or better. Yeah, okay. I have a double, obviously. Monotonic clock over long sessions. Yeah, obviously. Doesn't need to be real time. Time behaves differently. So this is not that's funny, actually. But this is actually like the core game loop, right? We're not trying to distort time. This is like the progression of the game. Okay, so we're gonna use T, which means what's the math here? And the state. Oh, right. That was another thing I need to do is I need to move or just start stashing things in the state struct. Due to being prone to distractions, I like to describe my code as bespoke. That's kind of nice. Hey, Ball City. Called me taking the stairs. You know what's funny is I almost always take the stairs in my in like my apartment and stuff. So I don't know if that makes me weird or like fit or whatever, but don't you also need Delta? Well, yes. I mean, I do have Delta time, right? So that's gonna be the solution here, I think. Let me fix my Emacs frame. Come on, there we go. Okay, yeah, so that's gonna be the solution, right? You can see I already have Delta time here, but basically the game runs at 60 frames per second. And so I hold the button for 4 frames. This needs to change. Blinky, injuries to yourself? Hmm. Leg strength is one of the factors where it's correlated with longevity. Well, that's nice to know because I've been going to the gym a lot and doing the exercise cycle a lot, which I love. Makes me all sweaty. Okay, so I guess like the 2 approaches I thought of were store an accumulator inside the player state and then reduce every frame by dt until less than or equal to 0. Or the other approach I thought of, when button hit, store t and jumping state, jumping flag. Then here it would be like jumping, and then each iteration of this, instead of button count plus plus, would be we would minus, or we would check to see if t is now greater than or equal to what we had stored in the past, right? And that's how we know to stop accelerating upwards on the jump. Is functional programming actually been a standard OP for anything? It's better for fun. And actually, if you stick to persistent data structures, there's basically a whole class of bugs you can eliminate with functional programming. So that's fun. As long as you don't have like, you know, side effects or state or whatever junk in there. Math proofs, probably. Okay, cool. So, brain, it's time to do the thing. Let's go. I might have to have a 3rd cup of coffee, you guys. 3rd cup of coffee. I haven't been sleeping very well because it's been very humid at night in here. And there's a lot of tech debt. I remember we looked into using a hash map for the state, the frame state, but it looks like I'm just gonna have to start stuffing everything in this component frame and hoping for the best. Maybe. Data-oriented design. Hey, Locked. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Anytime somebody says that, I can't help but think of Joey from Friends. Actually, yeah, we probably want to test this from frame to frame. A lot of this junk actually needs to be put inside of here. So. Oh, that's some tech debt. That's some fucking tech debt. Alright. Alright, it's fine. Jumping. My German? No, I'm Canadian. Canadian, probably of like English, Scottish, Irish descendants, maybe. Or as I like to say, white AF Canadian. Since I have literally no idea. Some people get really weird about their like heritage. And they're like, "We're from like a farm in like Scotland." Like, I don't know. I grew up with hillbillies. Like, how's life in Canada? Isn't there a tough crisis with jobs? I don't know. People keep saying that. And the dollar's in the turlet. But I bill in USD, so actually when the Canadian dollar is in the toilet, I actually make more money. So kind of a little hack, you know? Can beat capitalism with this one weird trick called arbitrage. Gotta love that. Gotta love that, bruh. I haven't been putting markers in this stream either. Currency exchange, yeah. Twinning, try British person. I don't know if there's a crisis. Yeah, things are definitely a little rocky, I think, for some people. I'm doing okay. I'm surviving. Financial advisors hate her. Financial advisors hate this one weird trick. What's that, Jared? I don't know what that is. Is this like a British Columbia place? BC place? What are you coding, newbie here? We're making a platformer game. Maybe I should put a platformer. That's what the title of this stream should be. Writing a platformer. Oh goodness. Guys, I think I had too much coffee. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom real soon, I think. Oh my goodness. I was trying to wait for the ad break, but I don't know if I can. Double jumping start time. We'll just call it jumping start time. Have I tried C++? Yes, a long time ago. Actually, maybe we should do as like a little content thingy. I'll go through some of like the old C++ I wrote. It could be fun. Hey, Wunk. Oh yeah, that's what I should put in the title. Bang project. This is Go, right? It's C. I see, said the blind man. Bruh. Uh, yeah, we do have an ad break starting in a minute, and I really gotta go to the bathroom. So, I'll be right back. Everybody behave yourselves, please. I'll be watching from my phone on the turlet, so I'll be right back. Oh, okay. God. All right, so I made a big mistake. Apparently I forgot that there was a water shut off today, so um fuck me. Let's party. Thank you, Nora. This really sucks because this means I actually don't have any water to drink either. Yeah, I only got one flush and I used it. Fuck. Oh sevens. It's a good thing I had a bottle of water in the kitchen to wash my hands because that was. When did you change your bio to streamer? Wait, where? Is Misun better than CMake? I don't know. Never used Misun. CMake is okay. Coffee it is. Need water for coffee too. Memory management hard? Probably. I suspect I'm not very good at memory management. Your Blue Sky link is not working? What? What Blue Sky app link? I mean, Blue Sky ain't working at all right now, TBH, so. I just got a 504 from Blue Sky. Yeah, apparently I should have filled up some water and stuff. I had no idea. Oh well, it's a good excuse to go out for lunch, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if Blue Sky is having a moment or what. Oh, there we go. It's back. So wait, what's my link that's not working? Which link on Blue Sky isn't working? Okay. They all seem to be working. Okay. Weird. Weird. 504? Yeah. Looks like their site reliability peeps did the thing. Okay, so what was I doing? I was gonna stash some stuff in component frame. Oh shoot. The clanker up to today? No idea. I just realized I wasn't really paying attention to the fuck? Client stuff. Hang on. Okay, I'm not gonna open that can of worms. Let's go back to making our silly little game. Uh, yeah, it's pretty easy. Jumping. Wait, do I actually need this here? Well, this is break. That's what I want to know. Hang on. If I add to the struct, will it break? No. Perfect. Amazing. Cool. So down here, instead of this, We need jumping, I think. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a commit. Because I feel like I'm gonna break something and I want to be able to reverse. Oops. Physics? Nope. Physical? What the hell? Okay, that was weird. I tried to autocomplete the word physics component and it auto-completed to physical volumes. It's kind of weird. Status, okay. Basic, tiled, and collision world stuffs. Best commit message ever. Okay. Yeah, I wish there was water. I'm kind of upset that there's no water today. I'm sure they warned me and I just forgot. Fuck. Constantly with the water shutdowns. All right. Where was I? So, we probably want to be like cur jumping, cur jumping. You can't have a boolean as a struct value for some reason. Or can you? Oops. Oh, apparently you can. Yo, Flash Streams, thanks for the tier 1 sub. We like subs. We really do. Yo, I like it when people show up and for the first time ever and they're like, here's a sub. Good times. Okay. So if we are jumping, this is good. Jumping equals false. Yeah, no, you know what? This ain't it, fam. I think what we need is this needs to be cur jumping, and then we need another branch here if I... No, wait. Oh, God, see, this is the problem I always face with this shit. Is that because we have, like, multiple frames of shit happening, you can't read the input. Like, you have... Basically, we need to ignore the input button for a few frames. I know. I already tried this, but fine. Hi, what? What was it called again? I feel like I have like the brain of a goldfish sometimes. Up and not cur jumping. Then we say cur jumping equals true. Okay. And now we can be like, if cur jumping, if, right, okay, hang on. And then we probably want to store in cur jumping start time equals t. And cur jumping start time minus t, the current time, is less than or equal to, what is it, 64? Should be 0.064. 64. Man, my arm hurts. Less than or equal to 0.064. Then we're accelerating. As soon as the difference is higher, actually, this needs to be the other way around, doesn't it? It needs to be t, because otherwise we're going to get negative values. So it should be minus per jumping start time. So if the current frame's jumping start time, which was probably set here a moment ago, is the thing, then we set the thing less than or equal to, yeah, then we're going up, we're moving up in the world. Yeah, and then if once this condition is no longer true, set that to false. You probably don't need to set jumping start time, but I will clean it up to be 0.0. I wonder if that'll work. It should work. Oh my goodness, it didn't work. The jump is like insane now. What am I missing? The fuck? It's very it's like playing a game on the moon. Yeah, sure. I'll show you guys the build. Oh, maybe I should just carve out some time to create a separate streaming account on this computer. Like, just go through and log into all the crap and junk. It is a little annoying to have to keep showing you guys. But it's never something I think about in the moment, you know? Alright, so here we go. And this is what happened to the jump. So you can actually just tap it, which is kind of cool, but if I hold it, we kind of just go flying. Which means I am guessing we are probably not printing out, or we're not doing anything to time here. Let's have a look-see. Good old printf. The 0.2f. And the jumping question mark for jumping start time and cur. And for those experienced programmers, I'm not using a debugger because a debugger is not very useful when I need to see the state of the game in action, as a debugger will halt the game. Okay. That's interesting. Oh wait, we shouldn't be setting, for some reason we're setting time when we're already, like, in motion? For some reason? Oh, I want to see actual time t as well. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames, and then it rolls over. Oh, if the player's still in the air, this is the problem. While you're still in the air, then they can just start accelerating again. What ID is this? It's Emacs. Okay, so after we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we actually need to reduce this by a frame because we have this. We have like it's gonna start on this frame. So, the math is right mostly, which is nice. What is 0.016 times 348? Maybe this is why the jump feels so floaty, actually. Try that. We can just keep going forever. So, okay, so well, there's a problem with my logic here. I need some kind of state that says we're on the ground, basically. Fun. Bool grounded. And then else if collision occur grounded true. True. When does grounded become false? Oh, actually, this is wrong. Only grounded here. Grounded. But we say, yeah, I guess grounded. Mm-hmm. I should probably set these variables too to begin with. So we have jumping 0, grounded 0, jumping start time 0.0. Okay, that worked, but now it's the jump is not high enough. That's weird. Oh. What? Oh, okay. No, it's fine. What am I talking about? That worked. Okay, cool. Yeah. No, that worked. That's good. Awesome. Damn, I actually did not expect that to work. You guys want to see? I mean, the build isn't any different, really. It's just like, yeah. But now, we should be able to set the frame rate to be like 100 frames per second or something crazy like that. And it's still, the jump will still feel the same, which is the important thing, right? Jump will still feel the same, regardless of the frame rate. If I can get OBS to actually freaking work here. All right, I will. I'll set up the streaming account after this, I promise. Like sometimes it like OBS just like hates the game build, and it was like, nah, this application doesn't exist, bro. This application exists, but it doesn't. We're not gonna show it. It's like, nah, not gonna happen. I don't play. Alright, okay, so yeah, the weird thing is that we kind of have like, oh yeah, there's a few frames that set the state. Oh, I fucked up. That's why. I set the state of grounded to false, but when the player spawns, the state should be true, right? So this should be 1. Because it takes a couple frames to get the collision detection to start doing its thing. Why didn't this work? What the fuck? Excuse me? The fuck? Oh, that's annoying. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm missing a value. One of these values is not like the other. With height. Am I missing a value? I don't think so. Okay, I'm not missing a value. State causing fuck ups in a game, imagine? I know, crazy. Crazy idea. Yeah, the player should start grounded, but I don't know why the state won't change. Okay, that's weird. I put it 0 here. This is why making games is hard, because like sometimes you think something works and then you get a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know what. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on now. Okay, so I didn't figure it out, apparently, which is lovely. Like, we have 4 frames where we're jumping, but I don't understand why we're not accelerating. We should be accelerating. Unless there was a lot more frames than I thought there was of acceleration. Hmm. I have a better idea. I'm gonna get stash. Stash, okay. And I'm literally just gonna print out however many frames we do the acceleration for. Because by my math, it should be 4. It should literally be 4. Um, but then, yeah, this doesn't really make sense, so. Make, okay. The fuck? Seriously? It doesn't print out at all. That's just perfect. Kidding me? How the fuck does this work then? What? Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. Yeah, it prints it out in 4 increments. And it kind of does work, so there must be something wrong with like the grounded logic, is my guess. Status, checkout. Git restore. Okay. I see. Actually, I have a better idea. Let's... No. Let's literally do the exact same thing. Let's just print out the word jumping. See how many frames happen. Then we can figure out why the hell... Because I suspect we're not jumping for the same amount of frames, even though the math is all the same. We're jumping for 3 frames. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so... This should be 64 then. That's it. That's gotta be it. But for some reason I can jump for like... Oh no, that's fine. Okay, reset time. Oh, that's right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was because I was trying to account for an off by 1 value that wasn't there. Alright, cool. Now it works. Well, the real test is if we change the frame rate, will the jump feel the same? That's what I'm going to do right now to test. I'm going to go to the main loop here. This is our delta time. This is 60 FPS. If I can make a comment here. Why did that all shift over? Emacs, please. Anyways, okay. This delta time means 60 frames per second because 1 divided by 60 equals 0.016, or meaning we have 16 milliseconds per frame to do our simulation, right? So if we wanted, say, 100 frames per second, that would be 1 divided by 100, which would be 0.01, right? Oh my god, I have to use the bathroom again, and there's no water. Chat. Send help, chat. All right, let's see. Let's see. What? Why? Why we're still jumping so high? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, I guess not. It was all for nothing. And like jump over like leaps and bounds here. What happened to the coffee? It's in my stomach. That's what happened to the coffee. Okay, so that sucks. Why doesn't the jump feel the same? It should, right? Is there anything else I'm doing frame by frame here? I think so. Or I revert it and give up. I want to check. I want to count the frames again. Because now there should be literally almost 6 frames before we stop jumping, basically. Which is true. Actually, there's 7 frames. Oh, right. Wait. No, what the fuck? Is that the intended stream experience? Can't see the game. Is that the intended stream experience? Yes. Sure. Why the fuck not? What are you building or solving? Well, I'm trying to decouple. So I'm working on a platformer, and I'm trying to decouple the jump, like acceleration, from the frame rate, the progression of the game. But for some reason, yeah, it just doesn't happen, which kind of sucks. Yeah. So why do we have 7 jumping frames? There should only be... I guess there's an extra frame because... that's annoying. Still, like, that jump is insane. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so apparently I am not as smart as I thought I was, which is fine. Happens a lot. But why is the question, right? Like, okay, so check time between frames. Frames and ticks, the same thing, yes. Gamer in my building, it's a platformer. Flops, FPS changed. Yeah. Because this should represent... When the game is 60 frames per second, this represents 4 frames, right? But it's really 64 milliseconds is what I want. We want to accelerate for 64 milliseconds, and we should be able to do that over however many frames the game runs at. Like, even if I change the frame rate to 30 frames per second, we should only really jump twice, but then the jump is still really shallow. It's kind of strange. Hey, Shrimp. Like, did I just count the frame? It's like I just counted the frames again, but with many more steps. Right? It's kind of weird. This should be 64 milliseconds, but I suspect it's some other shit. Right? Like 30 frames per second. It's 0.033 repeating, of course. Which would only take like 2 frames to do its thing. So the jump should be... Actually, yeah, I want to... Because the jump velocity should be different between frames if the frame rate changes, right? Delta time changes. Which is what you want. The jump should be faster if you have less frames to do what you want to do, right? This is an integer or Boolean? Or not a Boolean, float. It's a double. A doubla. J velocity. Okay. I can see the acceleration path. Jumping 176, 352, 528, and then 704. That's annoying. Yeah, we are getting to like 700 pretty quickly. We are accelerating, but the jump still feels just like really slow. Really shallow. Kind of sucks. Guys, I'm like, okay, so I do application capture right now. I've got to set up a different streaming account because it's starting to get ridiculous. I have a different streaming account. Or not a different streaming account. Fuck. Basically, every time I build the process, I have to restart the application capture by OBS because it doesn't capture it between processes, right? So every time I build and start the process, I have to recapture the application. That's why you guys don't see it. At this point, I might just like carve out time to set up the second account so that I have to stop answering that question. It's a fair question though. Okay, so the fuck? Why is the jump so high now? Oh, we have 5 frames. What the fuck is going on with this shit? The fuck? Why does it turn into a rocket ship? Now it's like just acting like it has like 100 frames per second, but I changed the frame rate back down to 60. How fun. I'm gonna add literally a blank print line so that I can like see like a grouping of the... Oh, that doesn't work. The fuck? Now it works? What the did I just have like stale objects or something in my build? No, what the fuck is that? Oh my god, this is so weird. Sometimes we have sometimes we have 5 frames because of the way the fixed time step with the accumulator works. All the more reason to decouple the frame rate here, but maybe it should be strictly less than... Sometimes we just go flying. The simulation must be running behind or something. We're getting extra frames here. Oh, lovely. Well. Alright, let's just ditch frames if we're like 2 frames behind. Change the clamp. Still, like, some cases where we can like rocket off the screen. It's kind of weird. Oh, I loved game development. Hey. I mean, at this rate, I'm just gonna have a max velocity, max jumping velocity, and that's it. You're done. Maybe that's what I need. This time I actually see you work on stream. Dude, what the heck? There have been plenty of other streams. I mean, I basically wrote most of this game on stream, so I don't even know what you're talking about right now. Oh, I need to use the bathroom again. I hate when the water is shut off. Like, yeah, okay, so I can have a max velocity of 704. Actually, it's not a bad idea. If J velocity greater than 704, J velocity equals 704. Yeah, that shakes out. Yeah. Yeah, it's super jump now. Maybe this is the secret. Just, well, no, it won't work still if I change the frame rate. Hmm. Hey, Desiree. Loop was a fixed loop while rendering, wasn't? Yeah, mine is kind of like that as well. I mean, the rendering loop for it's probably a sequential rendering loop. It's not. There's no way it's not parallel. It's parallel because that would be insane. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know anything about Unity, honestly. Hmm. Yeah. Well, this is annoying. I think it should be 0, actually. Nice. Nope. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the frame rate. Is it gravity, maybe? Yeah, maybe I'm not thinking about how changing delta time also changes gravity, but it shouldn't matter if the jump acceleration is also delta time. Hmm. 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 Maybe this doesn't work like I think it does. Because when the frame rate is like 60 frames per second, we have basically 4 frames of increasing velocity, right? We're accelerating, which makes sense. That's literally how acceleration works. Um, right? But basically, if I change the frame rate to 30 frames per second, we only get this line and this line. We just get 2 frames. But really what we need is we need this line. We need to add these two lines together and add these two lines together if we're accelerating to reach the same point in time, right? Fixed step simulation, yes. Yeah, it's fixed step with an accumulator. Bye, finished for today. All right. Bye, Anton. The plugin for the scope color? I'm not sure what you mean by scope color. Mm. Yeah, I wonder, like, are we just not accelerating fast enough? But it should be... Hang on. Okay, I'm going to change it back to... Oops. Frames per second. Time to solve an ode. I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation I found myself in. Yeah, I don't... kind of odd. I guess it makes sense that the total displacement is gone, but it's different. I'm missing some variable, probably. Something I haven't thought of. Syntax highlighting? Well, it's the Monokai Pro theme for Emacs on Melpa. Why are you tracking jump time? Because I only want to accelerate for a certain amount of time, but I'm trying to decouple it from like actually counting frames, but I feel like I've just kind of counted frames again with more steps here, right? Because I was like, okay, so my thought process was, if it takes like in a normal game, it takes 64 milliseconds to complete the jump. I was thinking we should be able to do this on any frame rate as long as we track the time at the start of the jump and the like apex of the jump, right? But it doesn't really work that way. No magic numbers involved here. Because I just seem to really have move on with other ideas. Yeah, but this is kind of like foundational, right? This I feel like I'm gonna have to like this is what I'm gonna design a lot of the game around. That's why I'm spending so much time on it, right? I can't like design levels if I don't understand like how the jump feels, right? Because if I change how the jump feels or I fix it somehow, then and that changes the jump, then I'll have to come back and redo everything, right? Fucking how this keeps getting hot. I need a smaller cable for this controller. Salute. First time here. Fan of open source. Upload code from your streams. Well, the streams are on YouTube, yeah, because I stream to YouTube as well. Um, I don't really share the code online, so yeah, like I could just leave it. But the problem is that if I don't fix this, there's another problem, I guess, on top of the one I just outlined, is that if somebody's computer slows down for whatever reason while playing the game, they're not going to be able to jump like they normally would, right? Because the frame rate of the game is also part of the speed of the game, right? We really want to decouple the speed like of the game, like the speed of the game, how it runs, like the state of the speed of the game. We wanted to decouple the state of the game from the speed of the computer, right? Right now, because it's coupled to the frame rate, that means if the computer slows down for whatever reason, the game will slow down, the simulation will slow down, and the player will die. So it's kind of like really important. Stop sharing it because of AI training. Yeah, basically. Yep, that's it. So I work 9 to 5. So I'm a freelancer and consultant, and I make enough money doing that, I guess. Enough money to survive in one of the most expensive cities ever. I guess it's not one of the most expensive cities ever. Most expensive cities in North America, maybe? Yeah, I'm rent. Global or gravity? This is gravity. It gets set to gravity times delta time. You're welcome, X Hister. Hmm. The math is sound, but we don't have the like total displacement. Wait, where are the frames? I copied and pasted these so I could save them. Ah. What goes wrong now? It's literally the same thing. Mm-hmm. The math is not mathing. You are correct about that. Need my handy dandy calculator. No, I set the FPS on my own. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. And I have to use the bathroom again, which is perfect. I'll be right back. Hmm. Yeah, I think this is still the wrong approach, actually. Perhaps. No, like, even if I have, like, a max jump velocity, maybe I should have a max jump displacement, actually, right? If I have a max jump displacement, the game can take any... I think that's the problem here, actually, is I need to probably just have a max jump displacement, and then once I reach that displacement, that's when we stop doing the acceleration. Be my guess. That's the only way I can really think of how this can work. 'Cause yeah, this feels like counting frames again. But if I always want the player to get to a certain displacement for like vertically, then there should just be a max displacement, and then we can, no matter the frame rate, we should be able to accelerate to that point regardless. The number of triggered steps is what you expect. Sort of, yeah. Like we reach, like it makes sense. Like if it's 60, if it's 30 frames per second, it's gonna take 2 frames to reach the target velocity, whereas in 60 frames per second, it's gonna take 4 frames, right? Frame rate should be completely irrelevant. I know, that's what I'm trying to fix. I've literally been trying to fix this for like an hour. Like, I know it should be irrelevant. That's what I'm trying to do. Mm. Maximum amount of allowed jump button uses. Numerical shenanigans are gonna happen with this approach though. What do you mean the max displacement? The current? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't even work. What's on screen now doesn't even work, guys. Like, if I change the frame rate, we get to the velocity, we still accelerate to the right velocity, right? Which is 704 in this case. We still accelerate to that, just over the correct amount of frames. The problem is that the jump is still frame dependent. Right. Let's do a get restore on these things and try a different approach. So, okay. Well, alright, so... Hey, what the fuck, Emacs? No, we're just not gonna... This loaded. This loaded the stuff. Why didn't this load the stuff? Did I commit that? I didn't think that I committed jumping, and maybe I did commit it by mistake. I don't know. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Great. Uh, fuck. Hi, friendly programmer person. Hello. Okay, so should have like a max jump height, basically. Initial jump Y. Okay. It's kind of an interesting idea, Nora. Kind of like a puzzle platformer type thing. Oh man, I don't even know. Fuck, the water shutdown is like really annoying. Because I don't even know if I should work out today because I'm not going to be able to drink water. Like, what the God, I'm starting to really like hate living in this apartment building now. Okay, well that's all wrong, so fuck that. Initial jump Y. Oh, I do have a max jump displacement here. Was I? I must have like, I was gonna like try this approach before or something. Hmm. Let's see, I want to know when the jump is 0. F. Y. Hmm. So hard to type with nails sometimes. Start. Apex. Okay. Nope. Okay. There we go. Hmm. Okay. How did I do this in the past? This always prints out, and I don't want it to always print out. Oh, I have a better idea. I'll literally just do this again. So now it'd be like, once the button count equals 3, it'd be like apex. Start is 876 and the apex was 854. Keeps changing a bit because the gravity landing is not. Okay, I think the actual number here is um 22. It's not a lot. I'm kind of surprised actually. That feels wrong to me though. But yeah, it looks like it's basically what it is. 22. Okay. Great. Uh, Vectors for velocity and acceleration. I mean, they basically are vectors. A vector is literally just like two things, right? Hmm. Alright, so when we start jumping, we need to check the displacement. J velocity, just Y part. Oh, not exactly. It's a little more complicated than that. Up. Let's see. Cur initial jump Y equals cur Y. Okay. And jump Y minus cur Y is less than or equal to max jump displacement. Okay. Are we C devs now? We. Okay, that's obviously wrong because we just went flying off the screen. Oh, time for more printing. Yeah, this is useless now. Boom. Initial jump Y. Current jump Y. Current Y. Let's see. Okay. Some reason I can fly into fucking space though. Oh right, this doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, so now I need to add jumping back into the thing. Not jumping. Zero, I guess. Closure and Raylib in the past? I have not. C moment, what kind of game are you making? It's a platformer, which is why I'm spending so much time messing with the jump. Mm-hmm. Okay, jumping equals 0. And here it needs to be like jumping equals 1. Okay, what am I missing? For some reason, initial jump keeps getting set to Y every frame. Up and not jumping. Okay, jumping equals 1. Maybe it should be Boolean. Doesn't make any sense. Why do we keep just... One tick equals 1 millisecond? Then build the physics around that. Guys, you can't have your jump coupled to the frame rate. Because if the player's computer slows down, or realistically their shitty PS4 slows down, then the game will slow down and they'll die. True. Oh wait, this doesn't go here, does it? We probably want to put it in the collision detection. Giant crazy requirements for this game. Guys, yeah, Spring O Geek, like I know that's literally what I'm doing right now. Right? But if you do that, your simulation's gonna fall behind, right? I'm literally doing that right now, but the jump is still frame rate dependent. Like I said many, many times. Like, do like should I even bother speaking in these streams? Because I don't think people actually listen to what I say most of the time. That's what I do. You can see it right here. But for some reason, the jump basically counts frames, so that's not right. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out a way around that. For whatever reason, this keeps happening. Like that should not happen. Like why is this value? Oh, because I'm an idiot, that's why. Fuck. Wow. It works. Wow, wow. Oh, no. Now we're colliding with literally nothing. How the fuck did that work? Constant, not dynamic? No. You should speak. Thank you, Erica. Maybe I need like a grounded variable as well. Alright. I think the grounded logic actually made a lot of sense at the time. True. Should be grounded. Equals true. Cur jumping equals false. And cur grounded. Otherwise I was able to, oh, never mind. We just fly off into space again for some reason. Fuck, what did I do before? You're jumping. Fucking Christ. Can't win. Max jump displacement did kind of work. That's all these like jumping and grounded variables that are kind of annoying. Uh, jumping true. Per grounded equals false. There, I think that's better. The fuck? It's not even colliding with anything. We're just in the air jumping. Actually, we should not check. It's the same problem, so I didn't need the grounded variable. Hmm. Fuck. I might have to go back and watch the footage to see what I did, because I don't remember. So basically the problem is right now is that if I jump off a platform and just hold the button, it keeps jumping as if it was on the platform, even if it's off the platform. Like the grounded variable isn't doing its thing. Not jumping, and we're grounded. Ground tracking is good. For some reason, I can like just hold the button and go nuts. The apex of the jump is like completely fucked for some reason. Oh, wait, what? This is negative velocity. No, wait, if velocity is greater than 0. This is gravity. Uh, which is what I want? Yes? No? Traveling down. Positive Vy. We collide. Thing yes. Grounded. But you're grounded again when we collide with the ground. That's how I decide we're grounded again. Oh wait, I remember. I didn't clear out the initial jump velocity and stuff. Initial jump Y and all that junk. No, wait. It's not gonna work. Yeah, I know, Springo Geek. I literally just said that. Am I like... Am I not speaking what I'm thinking anymore? Like, I don't know, like, what's going on. I swear to God, I just said that. Unless I just thought I said it. I'm muted. I don't know, yeah. Grounded and I don't know, and it, this is so annoying. Uh, yeah, wait, why didn't that work? And jumping. We're jumping. We're done. It's weird. Oh, that's so annoying. Here we go. I'm back to what the fuck am I missing kind of thing. Difficult to learn C? Not really. Just kind of annoying sometimes. Up. Maybe this shouldn't be... Leaving the ground is executed in the game loop. Yes, it's right here on screen. Y minus current Y. Like, it does work. I see the frames, and then it reaches the thing and then resets this. Sets it to 0, and then we just kind of keep flying away. Which kind of makes sense. 0 minus current is always going to be... Oh wait, do I need like math absolute. That's what it is. Hmm. Okay. Nope. Not Lisp. I probably don't need that internal bracket, actually. Fuck. Okay. We got one jump. One whole jump, and then it was like, nah, no more jumping for you. Amazing. What did I miss? Chat room? I feel like I was supposed to set jumping here to false, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Oh yeah, that was it. Okay. Some weirdness with the jump, but it seems to be somewhat working. Maybe a tiny less floaty. Now, the real question, will this change? Will this change if I change the frame rate to 100 frames per second? No. There we go. That worked. Although I might increase the jump displacement just a tiny bit because it doesn't feel as as like perky as it used to, but we do accelerate. The jump does feel the same as it did, so that's good. Okay, what if we change it to 30 frames per second? And the game's still unplayable, which is excellent. That's weird. Okay, so... Fuck, I fucking hate this shit so much now. Oh my god, chat. Oh my god. I don't even understand. That doesn't even make sense, actually. We shouldn't just have 2 frames of acceleration. I mean, we should, but it should be enough to propel it up, but it's not. Oh my god, you guys! I do have a fixed delta time. That's what I'm changing. Like, oh my goodness. I'm gonna, like, end the stream because you guys aren't listening to me. That's like the 20th time somebody said, wouldn't it make it easier to have a fixed delta time? I'm trying to be nice, but like, man, lately in chat has just been so fucking annoying. Everyone is being nice. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm just cranky because there's no water. Hmm. Ah. Dehydrated brain? No kidding. I actually do need some water. Like, I'm starting to get thirsty. I do have a fixed delta time, you guys. Which is why I don't understand why when I decrease the frame rate, which would increase delta time for some reason, if I make the game 30 frames per second, the jump doesn't work anymore. It should work now. It just doesn't. We don't ever, like, get to max displacement here. Yeah, like, it won't even go to the max displacement. I wonder if that's because... Oh, wait. I think I know why, actually. It's because gravity is different. The gravity is stronger, but so should the jump force. Yeah, like if it's all delta time based, the jump force should be stronger because gravity is also stronger. Yeah, this is the weird thing is I'm not like limits imposed on VY need to scale with the delta time as well. No, because it should all be like the velocity. Like the player on the X and Y axis still moves the same. It's just the jump that doesn't work. I forget what this is for, but I don't think it's relevant. Maybe gravity is wrong. Maybe it needs to be this. But then in that case, I don't ever get off the ground. Oh god, this is so frustrating. Frames per second. The jump still feels the same, and I think that's because... Well, it doesn't feel quite the same. It feels a little different, actually. Similar, but not the same. Oh, fuck. Fuck it. Whatever. That's fine. I'll just keep it the same. Alright, fine. 60 frames per second forever. Delta time squared instead of delta time? Can you elaborate on that, Jiro? Jiro? Book of Lenses, no jump. Chapter about jump physics? I don't know, maybe. It's like a 1,000-page book. I haven't read all of it. Yeah, it's a pretty easy jump. Change to the frame rate of future gen problem. I'm just worried that if I design my game around a certain jump and I fix the jump to be frame rate independent, that it'll change the jump and then I'm screwed and I have to go back and redo a bunch of work. That's the thing I'm afraid of right now. Future learning opportunity. Yeah, that's how that works. Perfect design kills any progress. Jumping to the frame rate. Yes, but unintentionally so. I've been trying to I've been spending the past like couple hours basically trying to decouple it. I don't know, maybe I will just give up on it. I'll come back. Hmm. Bit later, work on something else. It's just like busted right now, which I don't like. Guys. It's based on, yeah, it's literally moving left and right is X velocity times delta time, right? Here. Where the fuck is it? I think it's up here somewheres. X plus Vx times delta time. And that's how it should be. It's all connected. You're fixing all movement at once, not just jumping. Black hole in light game, does it need jumping? Yeah, of course it needs jumping. Yes, walking works fine. Walking and running works totally fine. It's the jump. Jump is complicated because there's two opposing forces in action, right? No, the jump is not velocity plus equals gravity times delta times squared. Because gravity is down and jump, we want to go up. But I think you might be onto something with the gravity. I think the gravity might actually be wrong in this case. So right now it's just a fixed like velocity down. Negative gravity. No, let's try it. Screw it. Oh, the gravity's so floaty now. Kind of like a nice little floaty game. Just kill other forces to match it. Hmm. Coding with a joystick? Oh, I see what you mean. Using this joystick. Right now, no. I'm just using the D-pad. Well, I have a max displacement, uh, which I thought might work, but of course it doesn't, because nothing ever works. Hmm. I don't know. I might just have to figure this out later. Look, I know exactly what you guys are talking about in the chat, okay? Like, you multiply acceleration by delta time, that gives you velocity, and then you multiply the velocity by delta time to get distance, right? You hear what is the game name? No idea. It's a work in progress. Should we go raid somebody? Who do you guys want to raid? Anyone? Anybody at all? Because I need to go get lunch since apparently I can't cook any of the food I bought last night. Oh, you know what? Empren is on and he's making a game with Common Lisp and SDL. I'm gonna go raid him. Thanks for streaming, putting up with us. You're welcome. Thank you for watching, being a dedicated viewer. I'm gonna go buy some melatonin too. Try and get a good night's sleep. Real melatonin, not that bullshit that dissolves under your tongue. Enjoy your food. See you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, we will pick this up tomorrow, hopefully, and go from there. Sick. All right. Bye.